Okay, sir.
Okay, I think you can remember last time you attended, but unfortunately we couldn't do because of thundering and raining. So we stopped halfway. This topic, strategic analysis, market and sub-market analysis. So I think I have to go through this. I rush to quickly the first part and discuss the latter part. Then you can understand. Uh, what we are talking about this under this topic, sub-market analysis, because it's very important for you to understand market structures, especially that there are some bigger markets, there are some sub-markets as well as niche markets. So you have to differentiate them and understand. Then you can think about your correct target market and think about your product planning and strategic planning. Therefore, I try to touch up everything. I think you can see that. Can you see the screen now? Is it moving? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then yeah, under submarket, let's go forward. And so this is actually systematic markets under not sub market. Generally, in market analysis, what we are trying to do is uh, a systematic study of market within specific industry. So if you select some industry, you can think about a market. By this, you will study the attractiveness of your market. So you have to assess the attractiveness of your market. Sometimes you call it industry, but when we think about a particular industry, particular product, we can think about market and sub-market. The market analyst provides answers for the following questions. So we have to think about the potential customers. Potential means when present we have present customers, and future we are anticipating some customers, and also we can think about some buying habits of those customers, just like understanding market segments and market targets. And then we have to estimate the size of the target market and the amount that customer willing to pay. So we have to assess the customers consumer profile. We have to think about how much they can pay, their affluence, their wealth, their income, their structure, that I mean that demographic variances, and who are the main competitors, that also relevant because we are competing with them. What are the competitors' strengths and weaknesses? These are the things we are trying to understand under this market analysis. So then, what is this? What are these dimensions? Right? One is the emerging submarkets, actual and potential market and submarket size, market and submarket growth, market and submarket profitability, cost structure, distribution systems, trends and development, key success factor. So likewise, we have to go through these, right? Then if we take the first one, emerging submarkets, market is the overall set of buyers. So that is how in marketing we are defined the market. In economics, we may talk about the collection of customers and sellers. But here in marketing, we are thinking about some set of buyers, some consumers. That is how, according to our marketing, that is how we are defining and trying to understand the market, right? In marketing, the term market refers to the group of custom consumers or organizations that is interested in product, has the resources to purchase uh, product, and is permitted by law and other regulations to acquire the product. So it is just a group of consumers who seek to satisfy similar needs through the same exchange. So there are some example: banking market, education market, ready-to-eat market, something like that. And this is a sub-market. So sub-market is the part of that overall market that has some unique operating characteristics, right? For example, if you take banking market, so banking market is a big market, right? The full market, total market. But under that, you can see sub-markets, credit cards, home loans, online savings, smaller, small parts of this big market, right? And then large financial institutions would probably operate in all these sub-markets, but sometimes that may be one or two, right? This means in each sub-market, there would be different competitive set and market structure. So when you think about the credit card market or home loans, online savings, so that their competitors will be different one to the other based on the market characteristics. And then we can go ahead to addressing the challenges and opportunities of relevance. So what do you mean by this relevance? Now, relevance is, I think, when you learn brand management, you have learned about that. The challenge is to detect and understand emerging submarkets, identify those that are attractive to the firm given its assets and competencies, and then adjust offerings and brand portfolios in order to increase their relevance to the chosen sub-market. Relevance, right? So there may be markets, right? You can think about some market, right? You can identify they are attractive to the firm, and also firms is having some competencies and resources, right? So you have to think about your resources, and then you have to adjust the offerings and your portfolio or some kind of product in order to satisfy the customers. And then even though you are having different products, you have to think about your customer, set of customers, their different characteristics, and you have to design your product relevant to the customer. The relevant. If it is not, your products are not relevant to the customers, so they are not thinking about purchasing your product, right? So what is this brand relevance? So the brand relevance is the degree to which consumers perceive a brand and its products and services are relevant to their needs and wants. So then brands need to maintain relevance to remain competitive and connect with their target audiences. Brand relevance is connect with people's emotions. Companies' ability to connect with people's emotions and become personally relevant to them. It is not about how consumers think, but how they feel. Prompting statements such as watching Netflix makes me feel good. So you know that Netflix, right? So then if that person or customers or people who are watching feels good, that is relevant. Driving an Audi makes me feel smart, right? whatever the vehicle, whatever the brand you use. So if you feel something better, so that is relevant. The product is relevant to you. Shopping at one goal face make me feel better, right? So that means that is relevant. Some customers is not relevant. For some customers, it is relevant and they try to go for that, right? So even though your brand is retaining high level of awareness and loyalty, a brand may lose the market share because it is not perceived as relevant to emerging submarket. There are many examples we can discuss, but here we mentioned that day about SUV. Assume you are having SUV. SUV means so sport utility vehicle, and your customers are highly interested in them. They might love them and recommend to others. Now there are customers for this SUV. SUV is something not a Jeep or not a car, in between. A family vehicle, you can go a lot of trips, off-road trips, and you can take the passengers as well as luggage, right? Normally it is very high. The ground clearance is very high, so therefore you can go anywhere, right? So that is special category in vehicle market. So then people are there, customers are there, they are using that, right? And then this hybrid submarket came. Relevant brands for hybrid submarket. Because of consumers' changing needs and desires, some of the customers may now need hybrid cars. Earlier they are in SUV market, but now they need hybrid cars. So SUV is not relevant to them, even though you provide hybrid under the same brand. The hybrid submarket is different from SUV and has a different set of relevant brands. Okay? Now, you are using SUV, but because of certain conditions, you may think about some hybrid car. Then hybrid car and SUVs are different things, right? So even though you are using some kind of SUV, if the same company, same brand issues hybrid car, sometimes it may be not relevant to the customer. The hybrid submarket is different from SUVs and has a different set of relevant brands. Right? This is one such example. Now you see that SUVs. So you can see not like the old Jeeps, is something new. And then you can see here hybrid, a different set of vehicle. Right? Can somebody suggest me what is the difference? When you compare SUV and hybrid, how do you differentiate or how you see the differences? These are too big. These are very small. And you see the shape of the vehicle. This is aqua, right? It's like an arrow, right? The backside is somehow flat. And here, it's like an arrow, right? Something like an arrow. That means that it goes with the air, right? So when a vehicle goes forward, there is some power from the wind coming behind. If you know that if you are a driver or you know driving, you know that when you push the clutch, what happens to the vehicle? Sometimes it go very fast. without braking. That is because of that power. But here these are not like that. You see the flat, not like arrow, right? You can see that. So different makeup. They have designed these vehicles according to the requirements of the customers. These are too heavy vehicles, too high, but they are not like that, very compact. To have the fuel efficiency, the materials they are using are very uh, not very heavy. Therefore, if they are using not heavy very light materials, so you can drag, you can use some small amount of fuel and go many miles. That is the main difference, right? Therefore, they have branded these vehicles and they have VID and uh, they have made that awareness that these vehicles are very fuel efficient, fuel efficient. Therefore, people know what are the hybrid cars and what are the brands under hybrid cars, and uh, they know those characteristics. So then, if these kind of companies are issuing some kind of hybrid car, they don't think about that because they know some popular brands and popular categories. So this is coming from this is Toyota Axio, Toyota, this Prius also from Toyota. There are many other things also from Honda Fit, right? There are many cars, right? So then, uh, so customer decision process. Yeah, it says body style. Yeah, very good. So body styles is very different when you compare hybrid and SUV. And brand relevance, brand preference, and you can see select brand product category or subcategory is SUV. Then it determine brands to consider there are SUV, Lexus, BMW, Mercedes like that. And then you can select. That is custom decision process, right? So if you get Mercedes, right? This is Mercedes and also Mercedes with Benz, and then this is also hybrid. People who are trying to or searching for hybrid cars are thinking about lot of features, just like earlier you said, body shape, fuel efficiency, those kind of things. Then when you look at this one, this heavy or bigger vehicle, so you might think it is not relevant to them because you are concerning about fuel efficiency, right? So these vehicles are too heavy. If you know that, if you think about some Prado or Montero Jeep, you know they for a liter of petrol they go only 6 kilometers, sometimes less than 6 kilometers. But if you get that hybrid car, for 1 liter, it goes many miles, maybe 25, 30, something like that, right? Therefore, that's the difference. That is because of that shape and their material they have used. And they are also coming under hybrid. These are something under Audi. So then you can see, so people think what is relevant to them according to their requirements. So even though that bigger companies, SUV companies, SUV brands offers hybrid cars, so they may select our customers, set of customers may select uh, some other companies or other brands because of that perception. And then if you look at education market and its sub-markets, you can see education market, the whole education market. There are many market categories. Universities are there, private schools are there, religious schools, vocational colleges, uh, adult education, tutoring services, online courses, there are many courses. There are sub-markets. Main market is education market. Right? This is the main market. And you can see the same thing, market, sub-market, niche, education market, universities. And under universities, you can see niches. Right? University is a sub-market under education market. But under universities, there are some niches. For example, marine campus, CINEC, medical, IT related, engineering and business school. They are coming under universities. Universities are sub-markets, they are niches. Right? So this is CINEC, some examples, and this is marine campus, right? They are specializing in one category. And smaller category, smaller market, but they are getting more profit because of that high prices. And then a market grid diagram with sub-markets. You can see the bicycle riders product market. This is sub-market exercises. Sub-market 2, transportation riders. Sub-market 4, socializers. Sub-market 5, environmentalists. I also can't read this one because it's these colors. Okay, that doesn't matter. So you can understand the differences under cycle market, bicycle riders product market. You can have. So some people are doing exercises. That is why they are using bicycle. And for transportation, socializes. So they are going visits, go tours, and different groups of people, riders going. Right? There are divide a broad product market or generic market into homogeneous sub-markets. And this is also a different thing. What is this one? How you perceive this one? This is a new development, not new to our, it may be new to our country, but countries like India, so it is old. Now, what do you mean by this? Pick me, you know that. So, yeah, you can hire a vehicle. But this is some special category then from the pick me or tricycles or three-wheelers or compact cars. Now you can use motorbikes also. So that means you are going different niches. And actual and potential market sizes. So at the beginning, you have to, number 2, you have to decide market size. To be successful in stock market, total market size to be estimated, right? So strategy can be developed if reasonable market share can be gained. Total market is there, for example, education market or bicycle market or whatever, right? So then you have to think about how much, so the size of the market and sub-market. Then you have to think about what percentage you can get. So then you can have some, you can think of some questions to help structure market analysis. One is sub-market. You can see that augmented product, emerging niches, trend towards systems, new applications, reposition product classes, and customer trends or new technologies creating worldwide sub-markets, right? Then size and growth and profitability, cost structure, then distribution systems, market trends, and key success factors. And then market and sub-market growth to be assessed. So you have to think about the growth. Can you observe satisfactory growth? Right? Then you can invest. Then detecting maturity and decline can be identified by following sensitivity indicators, right? You have to assess the market maturity or declining by thinking on these lines. Price pressure caused by overcapacity and the lack of production differentiation, buyer complexity and knowledge, substitute products or technologies, saturation, no growth sources, and customer disinterest. Number 4, market and submarket profitability. So then you know that when you think about market or submarket or industry, right? Scholars, economists are thinking about why some industries are profitable and why some are not getting profit, right? So I think you have heard and you have learned under strategic management this under Michael Porter's cut theory, a model used for this market analysis, evaluation of investment value of the industry or market, right? Michael Porter, he applied some model. What do you call it? What is this Michael Porter's model? The goal is to estimate how profitable the average firm will be. It is hope, of course, that a firm will develop a strategy that will bring above average profit. If the average profit level is low, however, the task of succeeding finally will be much more difficult than if the average profitability were high. So how this Porter approach to analyze or understand the market? What is that model? Can somebody tell me or can somebody type? Send me a message if you can't talk. What is this?
Porter's five force.
Very good. Yeah, very good. Five forces model. So under five forces model, what we are trying to do? Industry profitability, and we think competition among existing firms and threat of substitute product, bargaining power of customers, bargaining power of suppliers, and threat of potential entrants. Right? I think you have learned these things and you have discussed these things. Therefore, I will not do it in detail. So these are the five forces. Because of these five forces, you can understand, analyzing these five forces, you can understand the industry profitability or market profitability. Right? If you think about that in detail, you can see. Yeah. So these are the things coming under each component, right? There may be people who are drawing this one will be different, right? But however, the similar thing. Right? So I will give you the handout, then you can get details if you can't remember. But however, there are some videos. If you want, I can show. Otherwise, we can skip it. Right? Have you listened to Michael Porter talking about this approach? You might have many lecturers talking and discussing, but have you heard about Michael Porter? Yes or no? One message. One chat message. No.
The Five Forces Analysis. Michael Porter of Harvard Business School developed the Five Forces model as a tool to analyze the competitive environment in industries. He argued that some industries are consistently more profitable than others, and that by analyzing the competitive environment, you can see which industries are attractive for companies to compete in. For example, he found that airlines tend to be unprofitable, whereas soft drink companies are highly profitable. And the Five Forces model can be used to explain why this is the case. The framework considers 5 factors that drive competition in an industry. Let's discuss each one in turn and illustrate with an analysis of the coffee shop industry in a typical city. The first force is the level of rivalry. Having lots of strong competitors in an industry who are all fighting for customers will make life difficult. Many cities now have lots of coffee shops, making the level of rivalry high. This by itself makes the industry not very attractive. In the Five Forces model, it is recognized that you are not only competing for profit with your direct rivals, but also with customers, suppliers, substitutes, and potential entrants. If customers tend to be large and they can easily switch between suppliers, they are in a strong position to negotiate lower prices, which will limit industry profitability. In the coffee shop industry, customers tend to be individuals who cannot negotiate the price of the product. However, the fact that they can easily switch from one supplier to another, as well as their ability to leave reviews on social media, increases their power. Similarly, if suppliers are strong and offer unique products that companies in the industry cannot go without, the industry will be less attractive. For coffee shops, suppliers of coffee beans, milk, and sugar are not powerful since there is a lot of choice, and switching from one supplier to another is easy. The fourth force in the model is the power of substitutes. Coffee shops don't only compete against each other, but also against products in other industries that satisfy a similar need. For example, if you do not get your drink from a coffee shop, you might make it at home or get it from a machine. If these products are seen as good substitutes for coffee shops, then this limits profitability in the industry. In reality, many people see coffee shops as a place to meet friends or take a short break out of the house, and there are not many good alternatives that meet these needs. Finally, the threat of new entrants can make an industry less attractive. Entry barriers in the coffee shop industry are low, and it is quite easy to enter the business. This means that a coffee shop owner does not only compete against existing rivals, but also against other potential competitors who may enter the industry at any time. Other industries, such as car manufacturing, are more difficult to enter, and companies know they will not suddenly face lots of new competitors. By considering each of the 5 forces and then looking at the total picture, it is possible to make conclusions about how attractive an industry is. Carrying out a 5 forces analysis also helps to identify the barriers to profitability in an industry and enables companies to design strategies that deal with these barriers. For example, if customers find it easy to switch between different coffee shops, then a company can introduce loyalty cards to encourage customers to keep coming back. Similarly, if the level of rivalry is strong, companies can try to differentiate in order to provide unique value to customers and make the competition less of a threat. If you do a 5 forces analysis, the best is to take a step-by-step approach as follows. 1. Define the industry that you are analyzing. 2. For each force, identify the current situation. Who are the most important competitors, customers, and suppliers? What are the substitutes and entry barriers? 3. Analyze the attractiveness of the industry for each of the 5 forces. For each force, are there factors that make the industry easy or difficult for companies? Finally, look at the overall picture and consider what your analysis as a whole says about the attractiveness of the industry and about how to successfully compete in it. Remember that even if your analysis shows that an industry looks unattractive, it is still possible to be profitable with an innovative and original strategy. There are lots of examples of successful companies in difficult industries. That concludes the 5 forces analysis. Check our other videos for more insights. Brought to you by Sim Institute.
I'm Tom Stewart, editor and managing director of the Harvard Business Review. Our guest today is Michael Porter, professor at Harvard University and head of the Institute for Strategy and Competitiveness. He's the author of the forthcoming HBR article, The 5 Competitive Forces That Shape Strategy, a reaffirmation, update, and extension of his groundbreaking 1979 article, How Competitive Forces Shape Strategy. Mike, thanks for joining the program. To start, let's remind our viewers of what the 5 competitive forces are.
Well, Tom, the basic idea of the competitive forces starts with the notion that competition is often looked at too narrowly by managers. And the 5 forces say that, yes, you're competing with your direct competitors, but you're also in a fight for profits with a broader, extended set of competitors, customers, who have bargaining power, suppliers who can have bargaining power, new entrants who might come in and kind of grab a piece of the action, and substitute products or services that essentially place a constraint or a cap on your profitability and growth. So the 5 forces is kind of a holistic way of looking at any industry and understanding the structural underlying drivers of profitability and competition.
So I use these to think about my rival makes it difficult for me. The threat of substitutes means I can't overcharge. The threat of new entrants means I can't overcharge.
Right.
And the same thing with the
buyers and suppliers. And there's underlying drivers of each of those forces that the model really sort of unveils, and then you can actually apply this. Every industry is different. Every industry will have a different set of economic fundamentals, but the 5 forces help you home in on, first of all, what's really causing profitability in your industry, what are the trends that are the most likely to be significant in changing the game in the industry, where are the constraints which if you can relax them might allow you to find a really strong competitive position.
So how would you apply this analysis to an industry, airlines, for example?
Well, airlines is a great industry. It's actually, you'll see in the article, you've seen in the article, that there's a chart that compares profitability of industries, and airlines, I think, has been on the bottom of that list for decades. It's among the least profitable industries known to man. And the 5 forces really allows you very quickly to understand why. I mean, let's just go around the chart. The nature of rivalry is incredibly intense, and it's almost exclusively on price. It's been very hard to differentiate, to get the customer to wait even an extra 2 or 3 minutes for another flight if they can get on the flight at a cheaper price. So there's been a very intense price competition, low barriers to entry, a constant stream of new airlines coming into the industry, despite the fact that the profitability is low. It's always puzzled me.
The low barriers to entry because you can rent a plane, you don't have to buy it.
You can rent a plane, you can lease a gate. It's all generic technology. You can start with one flight between 2 city pairs. You don't have to, there's no real need to have a whole network in the beginning. And yet people keep coming in. I think it's just one of those sexy industries. It's a great example of how sexiness or coolness or hotness or chicness has nothing to do with industry profitability. The underlying structure is what drives profitability. The customer is very fickle and price sensitive. Suppliers of aircraft and aircraft engines and even aircraft gates at airports now have a lot of clout. They can bargain away most of the profits. GE and Rolls-Royce and Airbus and Boeing make a lot more money than airlines. They get most of the profit. And then, of course, there's always a substitute of getting on the train or driving your car or shipping your goods by air, and that's kind of kept a concern.
And you have powerful suppliers of labor too. That's another powerful supplier.
Right, exactly. There's a great case where you have unionized labor, and unlike other industries, in this industry, particularly with the pilots, the labor can literally shut you down, and there's no way around them. So it's an industry where there are spurts of what you might call mediocre profitability, punctuated by long periods of terrible profitability.
So every one of the 5 forces is very strong in that industry.
Yeah.
And you could take another industry where the 5 forces are
Right.
relatively benign in all cases.
Like soft drinks. I mean, soft drinks has been a license to mint money, and again, it's the opposite kind of analysis. When I talk with students, we kind of joke around. There's 5-star industries where all the forces are attractive, like soft drinks. There's 0-star industries where all the forces are unfavorable, like airlines. And we're always trying to understand, okay, what's the configuration of underlying economic drivers that's going to really shape the profit potential of this industry? And then armed with that insight, what do I do about it? How do I try to relax the constraint that's holding back industry profitability? How can I position myself to kind of insulate from some of the gale winds of those forces? And those implications of the 5 forces are something that this new article has developed in much more detail.
You conceived this framework nearly 3 decades ago, and it has been the most extensively used both in management scholarship and management practice of any strategy framework, and it really has it changed the definition of strategy in a lot of ways. In these 3 decades, what have you learned? What have you learned about the application of these ideas in the real world of business?
Well, the wonderful thing, of course, we learned is that these concepts can be applied to literally any industry. It's a product, a service, high tech, low tech, emerging economies, developed economies. Indeed, what one of the powers of the framework is it helps you avoid getting trapped or tricked by the latest trend or the latest technological sensation, and really allows you to focus on the underlying fundamentals. The internet's a good example. We got very, very confused by the internet because people saw the internet as a force as opposed to really enabling technology that might or might not impact the underlying structure of the industry. So I think one thing I've learned is the framework is very, very robust. But I've also learned that there's a lot of confusion and complexity in actually applying the framework in actual practice. And we've tried to clear as many of those areas up as we could in this new article. For example, how to think about rivalry. How do we understand when rivalry is really positive sum, which allows companies to, many companies to do well, and when does rivalry become really zero sum, where everybody's kind of dragged down into kind of a destructive battle that you can't win? I
can understand zero sum. I mean, if we get in a price war, the only one who wins is the consumer, which is nice if you're a consumer. But what do you mean by positive sum competition?
Well, the trouble with the zero sum competition is then the consumer gets a low price, but they really get no choice. And a positive sum competition is where companies can compete on different attributes, services, features, customer support that's actually relevant to particular groups of customers. And the most really positive sum competition is where companies are really competing on different things in order to meet the needs of different segments of customers.
So we're growing the pie and there's a piece for each of us.
There's a piece of us. In fact, one of the things we talk about in the new article, one of the things I did in the new article that we really probably didn't have the experience to do so many years ago was really talk a lot about the implications. If this is the way competition works, what do you do about it? And one of them might be, in some industries, rather than go for market share against your rivals, you might be much better off just really expanding the pie, expanding the whole profit pool of the industry. That may be the best way for a market leader to actually improve their circumstances rather than to trigger a destructive battle with their head-to-head rival.
How should a company get started using the 5 forces framework? You're working your strategy up, you decide this really works for me. How do you begin?
Well, I think industry analysis and looking at the competitive environment is, of course, probably the starting basic discipline of any strategy formulation process. If you don't know what your industry looks like, if you don't know how it's changing, if you don't know what the drivers of competition are, you might as well, strategy is going to be, marginally useful if not destructive. So we got to start with industry analysis. Figuring out what your industry is and drawing the right boundaries.
And that's not always easy.
It's not always easy. We've added a box in this new article which really addresses that question because I encountered so many companies that struggled with industry definition. Identifying really what the industry structure is in your particular industry. And then there's another thing that a lot of managers do. They kind of go through the industry analysis and they say, okay, this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. So this is a attractive industry or an unattractive industry. But of course, the real question is, how's that industry changing? Some have taken the 5 forces as really a static snapshot. But of course, the 5 forces give you the tools for understanding the dynamics and where's that industry structure changing, how are buyers and suppliers and substitutes and potential entry evolving, And then what implications does that hold for your strategy? How do you position yourself to find that spot within the industry that you're where you can command a really good profit given the five forces? How can you maybe reshape the nature of the industry structure? And we've got some great new examples that are very, very contemporary in this article that I think will help the manager community and the investor community really understand the application of this.
Sometimes when people think about strategy, they think about a group of people, maybe from a management consulting firm or maybe on the 33rd floor of the building, whatever it is, but this sort of elite strategy priesthood that goes and does this, and they're almost divorced from the rest of the management of the company, the 99% of the other people working in the company. How can a strategy become part of the day-to-day life of a working stiff manager in a company? How do you apply this framework, this thinking? How do you use it?
Well, we think that this way of looking at an industry needs to be very, very broadly understood in the organization. I mean, and the thing about it is that managers, even rank and file employees, it's intuitive. People understand. We have these customers, we have these suppliers. We're struggling with them every day. They're trying to get a better deal. We're trying to get a better deal. So intuitively, I think this is a way of helping people sort of step back from all the excruciating little details that characterize any business and say, what's really important here? And then, of course, we've learned that strategy is completely useless, again, unless the results of the strategy process, the position that you choose to occupy, the way you're going to drive your company, is well understood quite broadly. Because the number one purpose of strategy is alignment. It's really to get all the people in the organization making good choices, reinforcing each other's choices, because everybody's pursuing a common value proposition, a common way of gaining competitive advantage. So, I remember when I wrote this article, there were many people who believed that strategy documents should be locked in the safe at night. And should not be made available to the rank and file. There was a concern that some competitor would find some secret. Well, we've actually learned now that it's the opposite. You've got your employees got to know your strategy, your channels have to know your strategy, your suppliers have to know your strategy,
and your competitors probably knew it already.
Well, and frankly, if again, the competition is not zero sum. If every company finds a unique need that it can set out to meet, if it tries to deliver something different than its rivals, multiple rivals can be successful. And if your competitors kind of understand what you stand for and what you're committed to, maybe they'll make a different choice rather than get dragged into these kind of mindless price wars that we see in so many industries.
The five forces that shape strategy have been around for 30 years. They're going to be around for... Well, they've been around. They've been around for long. They were around long before you wrote about them.
That's right.
They've been around as long as business has been around. They're going to be around as long as business is around. The new article is just fabulous, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, I'm looking forward to kind of getting another surge of feedback from the practitioners, and we'll keep learning.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay, that is what about how Michael Porter talks about five forces. And then if you go to some examples about this submarkets, right? We have to understand what is submarket. So I'm taking now some examples for you. This one is garments, right? Garment is a broad market. And then understanding the difference between submarkets and market niches helps clothing manufacturers and retailers identify consumer segments, tailor product offerings, and develop target marketing strategies to meet diverse consumer needs and preferences in the competitive fashion industry. So this is about the fashion industry. So you are trying to understand market, submarket, and niches, right? So the submarket represent broader division within the ready-made garment market based on clothing types, right? Now, when you think about this clothing market, right, garment market, so can you suggest me some submarkets? Any sub-markets? About this garment industry? Now you know what is a market, what is sub-market. So we talk about education industry, banking industry. Now if you get that clothing industry, what are the sub-markets? Can somebody, or if you can't talk, luxury fashion, children's wear. Yes. Materials, another answer. Any other answers? Any sub-markets you can identify this garment sector? Sport wear, lingerie. Very good. Right. These are the examples. So then you can see tops sub-market. Tops means that whatever you wear, your top body, right? T-shirts, shirt, blouses, right? Different type of thing. Right? There are some examples, brands, right? Within the ready-made garments market, the significant sub-market is tops, right? Which includes various types of upper body clothing, such as t-shirts, shirts, blouses, and sweaters. Within the sub-market, consumers can find wide range of brands offering different styles, fabrics, and designing top to suit different occasions and preferences. And then if you think about, if you can talk about tops, you can think about bottoms also, right? You can see different types of sub-markets, sub-market calls bottoms, and then there are different companies, different products are coming under that. Another sub-market within ready-made garment is bottom, encompassing clothing items worn on the lower body, such as jeans, pants, skirts, and shorts. Within this sub-market, consumers can find brands offering different fits, cuts, and styles of bottoms tailored for various body types and fashion preferences. And also that you added some examples, sportswear, right? So for boxing and swimming, these are swimming kits, right? Victoria's Secret, so one brand coming under that, lingerie and different type of garments, right? This is also sub-market, means underwear, lingerie, swimming and sports, right? Then now what we are talking about is sub-market, right? Sub-market. Market is the garment and sub-market is this kind of thing. Then what do we mean by this niches, market niches under this garment sector? Can you identify some niche market? Okay, I will help you. You see that represent more specific segment. Right? Within the sub-market, you can find some specific requirement. Within the broader market, targeting customers with distinct needs, preferences, or cultural background. Right? So you see, market niche plus size clothing. Right? So normally you are offering tops and bottoms, everything. But there are people like this. They have special need, right? Plus size clothing. Within the broader ready-made market, this exists niche for plus size clothing, which caters to individuals with larger body sizes. There are people like that, right? sometimes we also can't find some, for example, socks, some kind of products. You know that they have some standard sizes. Brands in this niche focus on offering diverse range of fashionable and well-fitted clothing options for plus-size consumers, include soft bottom dresses and underwear. Yeah. Then we can think about, as you suggest, different type of ethnic wear, right? So you can see in different countries, salwar suits. So in some Punjabi suits and ethnics for different ethnic groups, you need different suit, right? So other niche within the ready garment is ethnic wear, which encompasses traditional clothing styles and cultural attire from different regions and communities around the world. Brands in this niche specializes in uh, designing and producing clothing items such as saris, uh, kurta, pajamas, and kimono. There are different type of, I don't know their names. There are ladies might know. There are different type of wording, right? And then this is about garments, right? Then I have to draw your attention to some other thing that is about coffee market. Coffee market is a big one, tea market, coffee market, and there are uh, many type of products, right? Now, when you think about coffee market and sub markets, how you can understand, structure them, right? Today, now, you know that some students call me and uh, told that they want to get some marks for class participation. So I am also giving something under this topic to present and get some marks. Before that, I have to explain something. And for example, 7 most popular types of espresso drinks, right? Espresso coffee, right? So there are latte, cappuccino, mocha. There are some popular types. When you are going for a coffee shop, you can purchase them. And then this is something. And how we are trying to understand coffee submarkets and niche market. There are different type of things, right? So that's what I am trying to do. Now, these are coffee types, right? Different types. So what is this? So these are different types coming under espresso. What is this espresso?
Let me show you how the most intense coffee nerds make espresso. To start, we'll be super precise with our measurements and weigh out exactly 18 grams of coffee. Next, we're going to spritz those beans with some water to limit the static electricity buildup that will happen in the grinder. We'll make sure that our grind size is perfectly dialed in, usually by messing up a couple of previous shots. Then we can grind the coffee in our very expensive grinder. We'll also be using a very specific water temperature. Here I'm going with 205 degrees Fahrenheit and preheating the portafilter on top of that so that we don't lose any heat in the brewing process. Then we can add our espresso grounds with the help of a magnetic funnel. We'll use an expensive and very satisfying WDT tool to make sure that those espresso grounds are evenly distributed, and then tamp with a very cool looking and satisfying tamper. This one's also expensive, go figure. We'll add a dispersion screen on top of that, then lock it into our espresso maker and fill that with hot water. Let's start extracting this coffee with a pre-infusion at 3 bar. We'll hold the pressure there for about 10 seconds and then ramp the pressure up to 6 bar, where we'll hold it for the rest of the extraction. We'll end this shot at 42 grams out in 30 seconds total, including the pre-infusion time. It tasted awesome.
That is about espresso drinks, and also this also explains something relevant to that type.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? If you're checking your phone, stop that. Instead, try this technique from the mind science pioneer, Jose Silva. You see, when we're awake, our brain is at what is called beta, the waking level. But when we wake up in the morning, our brain is actually at a different altered state of mind called the alpha frequency. At the alpha frequency, you can command your body to heal itself. At the alpha frequency, you can program your subconscious to remove bad beliefs or even take on new habits. Some even suggest that at alpha, you're in.
Alright, so I'm having the first espresso of the day and I'm here at Večerka in Brno where our friend Tommy, who is a skilled barista and also co-owner of the place, will explain, prepare and show you all the espresso drinks on the menu. So check it out. We'll break down all espresso drinks into two categories, black coffee and milk coffee. In black coffee we'll talk about single espresso, double espresso, americano, lungo and filter coffee. In milk coffee we'll talk about macchiato, cortado or piccolo, flat white, cappuccino and cafe latte. The names vary a lot around the world and recipes are not set in stone, but this overview should be a good starting point for you. Alright, so today we'll be talking about the coffee, most of the coffee that are made on this machine, that is espresso machine. And we'll start perhaps with the basic, but the most important one, and that's espresso. So, Tommy, are you ready? Let's make espresso?
I'm ready, let's do it.
Single espresso, single shot, or just an espresso is served in a small cup, and as you can see, there are actually 2 espresso shots being produced at a time, each from one spout. The volume is usually around 20 to 30 milliliters or grams because we prefer to weight coffee. In our case, it's 21 grams. It's a very intense, concentrated beverage with a rich taste and smooth structure. Before you drink it, it's good to stir it so all the layer mix before you taste it. If you want to drink a little more coffee but with the same intensity, just order a double espresso or espresso doppio. It's the same recipe, the only difference is that barista uses a bigger cup, usually the one for a cappuccino, to capture espresso shots from both spouts. The benefit is that the price is usually better than if you order 2 single espressos. Americano is basically a diluted espresso for those who prefer less intense coffee. You can expect it to be served in a cappuccino cup. The barista first adds around 100 to 100 milliliters of water and then pull an espresso shot. Coffee remains the flavor characteristics of espresso, but the intensity is milder. Lungo is a longer espresso, which you can produce by adjusting the grinder and running a longer shot. It's usually 30 to 40 grams, or as Tommy does at Večerka, by adding extra hot water next to a regular espresso that the customer dilute to her preferred taste. The last black coffee alternative is filter coffee or batch brew. It doesn't really fit this topic since it doesn't come from an espresso machine, but it's a fine option for somebody who wants to drink a big cup of black coffee. The flavor is usually more refined, less intense, and also develops as the coffee cools down. Okay, so now we talk about most of the espresso drinks that are actually black coffee, which you combine only with hot water or you drink it straight away as it comes from the machine. But I think in most of the coffee shops, and including Večerka, actually most of orders goes for milk coffees. Is it correct?
Yeah, it's right.
Cappuccino is arguably the most popular coffee drink in the world. It consists of a single shot of espresso and foam milk. The ratio between these two varies from kefir to kefir and depends on the cups of their choice. Usually cups are around 150 to 100 milliliters, what creates a nice balance between coffee and milk. Latte art shows the skills of the barista, the precision of their steaming technique, and also can make your day a little bit better. If you want to taste more coffee, your option is espresso macchiato. It's served in a small espresso cup where you mix a single shot of espresso with just a little bit of foam milk. The ratio is usually between 1:1 and 1:2. Cortado, sometimes also called piccolo, is a small milk espresso drink often served in a glass cup. It mixes a single shot of espresso with a foam milk in 100 to 120 milliliters cup. Flat white. A very popular espresso milk drink coming from Australia and New Zealand is called flat white. It mixes a double shot of espresso with a foam milk in a cup for cappuccino or even smaller. Flat white gives you a bigger kick from double espresso and also more coffee flavor. If you want to drink more milk and less coffee, your option is cafe latte. It's served in a relatively big cups, around 300 milliliters, and it mixes a single shot of espresso and foam milk. Okay, so now we went through all the espresso-based drinks you can order in the coffee shop. So let's summarize them for you once more. Espresso is an intense short coffee served in a small espresso cup. In specialty coffee shops, you can expect between 20 to 25 grams per espresso shot. Double espresso is basically 2 espressos served in one bigger cup. You should know that some coffee shops serve only double espresso. Americano is espresso diluted with hot water, served in a bigger cup. Lungo is a longer and less intense espresso, often served with hot water on the side, so you can dilute it to your preferred taste. Filter coffee is a black coffee alternative that is not based on espresso. Rather, you brew it by hand or with the batch brewer. Espresso macchiato is the smallest milk espresso drink served in an espresso cup. The coffee to milk ratio is around 1 to 2. Cortado is a single espresso with foam milk, often served in a glass cup. The coffee to milk ratio is around 1 to 4. Flat white is a double espresso with foam milk. The coffee to milk ratio is similar to Cortado, around 1 to 4, but you get more caffeine and a bigger drink. Cappuccino is a single espresso with foam milk. The coffee to milk ratio is around 1 to 6 or 1 to 7. Cafe latte is a single espresso with foam milk served in a big cup. The coffee to milk ratio is around 1 to 14. Now that you know the basics, do you wonder what's the most popular coffee drink at Večerka? Based on all the orders this year, 32% went to black coffee and 68% went to milk coffee. The most popular black coffee was actually not espresso, but a batch brew with 16%. It was followed by espresso with a little over 7%, and Americano and doppio got equally around 4%. When it comes to milk coffees, the clear winner is cappuccino with over 37%, which is actually more than all black coffees combined, followed by flat white with 16% and cafe latte with 11%. Both cortado and macchiato got between 1 and 2%. Now, we know there are more espresso-based drinks that we didn't mention, but we have already dedicated videos for drinks like espresso tonic or Freddo espresso. So check them out and we'll see you in the next video very soon. Thank you, bye.
Now I have okay. Now I have shown some video on coffee, and also I have sent you WhatsApp messages today class participation discussion. Here also this one also some kind of something related to coffee market, and its sub markets and niche markets. Right now, what is this video? And what you have got as your WhatsApp messages. Now you have to talk, right? People who want to get marks for that, I published that class participation mark sheet. So most of almost all the people have obtained those 9 marks. So other people can get other 3 marks plus 9 marks. They have to attend 3 sessions and get 3 marks. Otherwise, it is unfair by other people, because all other people put 9 marks by attending all the lectures. So far we had some lectures, so they have attended. And therefore, if you want to get those marks, you have to attend another, I think, 3 sessions. Today I am having now, and then after 3 o'clock I am having again, and then Thursday 2 lectures, and maybe next Tuesday also I need some 2 sessions. Then I can finish this lecture series, and also by Thursday, I think we can think about submitting our assignments, right? Assignment also, I have changed. Earlier, I want to do some other things and class presentations and many discussions, but unfortunately now, because of that, this current environment, we can't do such kind of thing. Therefore, I am thinking about some assignment, some case study type of thing. And then I talk to Irusha, and but my idea is that getting considering 6-member groups rather than 12-member groups, because 12 members cannot be contact each other in these days, because everything happen online or phones, so that you can't connect all those people and have the discussion. Therefore, if you are having 6 members, I think you can easily contact each other. No, how do you feel? Do you like 6-member groups? Irusha is there. I can't see anybody's faces and anybody's names. All are coming under that registration number. Only Asan is here. Asan's name is here. All others are coming under. Can you please switch on your video just to look at you? Just to look at you. Don't worry. Switch on your video. You don't have cameras? Nobody is coming with video. Okay. You might be at homes and wearing maybe sometimes I don't know. You are reluctant. Okay, then tell me now. One answer I got 6-member groups. Okay, right? How about others? Others? If you get 12 members, it is very difficult to contact each other, because some people may be missing. Then only 3 or 4 people come together and submit the assignment for others, all 12 members. That is what I am. But that's what I can understand. Irusha is here. Okay, then did you get that WhatsApp message? WhatsApp case? Can you give your answers? There are many people who must complete your assignment. No marks for some people. Some people call me. Yes. Disanayake SAPD 9275. 9275.
Yes, sir.
So you have got only 3 marks, no?
Yes, sir.
Can you just go through that WhatsApp? I send you two messages. One is for detergent, the other one is for coffee. Can you just tell me what is this sub-market and what is this niche market? Some example.
Mm. Examples for submarkets?
Yeah, are you talking about coffee market or
Coffee market?
coffee market? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you won't take time and read it and just give me get answer ready and tell me. Right? Two cases are there.
Example for submarket is Colombian, Arabica.
Colombian Arabic.
Yes, sir.
So there is submarket. Then niche market.
Niche market is organic Colombian Arabica. Am I right, sir?
You are right, but you have to tell that how do you differentiate this Arabica coffee market and Robusta coffee submarket? There are two submarkets, no?
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
Then under this that Arabica, how they are identified these submarkets? They have given examples also, and can somebody other people support her? So I want to give some understanding about the submarkets and niche market, and with that I gave you that espresso coffee. So there are some type of coffee, right? So the submarket and niche markets are different. If it is niche market, yes.
So you need the differences between submarkets.
Yeah.
So there are two submarkets: Arabica coffee submarket and Robusta coffee submarket. So in Arabica coffee submarket, their flavor is known for their smooth, mild, and often sweet flavor. And when it comes to Robusta, flavor beans have a stronger and more bitter flavor with uh, early and nutty notes. When it comes to the quality of Arabica, generally considered as higher quality, and when it comes to Robusta, typically they are lower quality than Arabica. So they are the main differences between Arabica and this Robusta coffee submarkets. Is that correct?
Yes, around 92, 51, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then some other person can explain this niche market, coffee market. Two people are okay, 90 to 51. So coffee niche market, there are many other. For example, 90 to 89. I'll be together. Only 1, 3. Haturu Singha and Jai Singha, 93, 97. Because I can't give marks because others have earned marks, so therefore I can't give loosely marks. Therefore, that is why I am giving you a chance. And Kumar, 94, 49. Lakmani, 94, 64. I don't think you will have any other class sessions. Therefore, you have to earn marks. 94, 85.
fair trade coffee shop. For
9136, no? Wait a minute. I want to find your name. 9136, yes. Okay, can you please just give some example or some explanation? Yeah, basic, no?
Okay, sir.
You called
Yes,
me
sir.
yesterday. Okay, that's right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah. So what is this niche market, coffee niche market? Are you identifying that differently from that sub-market?
Sub-market mean the part of the overall market.
Yeah. In niche is some special case within that sub-market. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go on. You get ready, and we can give some other person the chance. So you get ready and tell something about that. Prepare the answer and tell me, right? Yeah, you take your time, and others 9140. 9140 finish. No problem. Lakmali 9464 and Madhusar 9485 9533 Navodani.
Yes, sir.
Navodani, you have no marks.
Which market is organic coffee market and single origin coffee market?
Ninety-five, 9530. Yeah. What did you say? 9533. What did you say? What was your answer? Is it 9136 or 9533? Okay.
533.
33. Yeah. What is your answer? What was your answer?
The niche market is organic coffee market and single origin coffee market.
Yeah. What is the relationship with that sub-market? In 9136, are you ready?
Sub-market represents a smaller division within the coffee market based on the coffee bean, and niche market represents a specific segment.
Yes. Okay, then how about others? There are more. I don't know. I am going to submit this one. Vitana, Upeksha, Udayanga, Seniviratna 9720.
So, coffee niche market example is organic coffee niche. It
Yes.
caters to customers who prioritize the organic farming practices and seek coffee bean growth without synthetic or other fertilizer.
Yeah, very good. Very good. You have achieved that 9 marks. Okay. How about that Udayanga and Vipeksha, Pitan only 3 marks.
Sir,
Yes.
sir.
93, 31.
Yes, sir. So there are two examples for the niche market. That's are the organic coffee niche market and single origin coffee niche market. Organic coffee niche market prioritize organized farming practice, and single origin coffee market focus highlighting the specific origin and region of the coffee beans. Some example for the organic coffee niche market: origin Caribbean, Arabic, organic Ethiopia Sidamo, and single origin coffee niche market examples are the coffee beans is got from the single locations such as Kenya, Costa Rica, such as.
Yeah. Then there's another message. 9244. He says that the Silva mic is not working. Can you see the screen? Screen not sharing, no?
Sir, I'm 9275. May I give the answer?
90.
9275.
Okay. 9275, you gave the answer.
Is it enough, sir?
9275, you gave the answer, no? Isana?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
then in next lecture you can give another answer.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you some questions, then you can answer, right?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Then you have already 6, then you need only 3. Yeah, this one 9244 stays. Can you see the screen now? Can you see this message? Others?
No, sir, we couldn't see the screen.
Oh, it says I shared that. Can you see it now? Messages?
We could see the Zoom launch meeting tab, sir.
Is that okay now? Can you see the messages? Is that okay? Still you can't see the messages?
No, sir, we couldn't see.
Okay, that I read it, the answer from 9244. Coffee, the niche market is a niche market that specialize in high quality coffee products. They offer a variety of premium coffee beans sourced from around the world, along with specialty blend and unique flavors. The market is known for its focus on providing the market is known for its focus on providing a curated selection of artisanal coffee products and accessories, catering to coffee enthusiasts and connoisseurs. Customers can expect a personalized shopping experience with knowledgeable staff and a passion for all things coffee. That is from 9136. And then 9244, organic coffee niche. This niche caters to consumers who prioritize organic farming practices and seek coffee beans that are grown without synthetic pesticide or fertilizers. Single origin coffee niche, the specialty coffee submarket, single origin coffee, which appeals to consumers interested in the unique flavors and characteristics of coffee beans sourced for specific regions of plantation. Right, that is 9244. Now there are time, so others also can give answers. So there are two cases I gave I gave you two cases. The other one is detergent. You can see that also. No others? Ola, okay, I can't actually mark the attendance, therefore very difficult. Started with 22, now there are 19. That doesn't matter, attendance is not a problem. Only thing that I want to get this mark sheet filled and submit on time. So I think all others have marks, right? Then shall we have a short break and start at 3 o'clock, the next topic? Submarket is over and the next topic will be there. Please join again. I'll be like that same Zoom meeting. So I'll stop now and then
Recording stopped.
you can come at 3 o'clock, have a break and come at 3 o'clock. Maybe 10, 12 minutes, 13 minutes. Okay.